I hope everybody's bundled up, because it's time for some more very chilly adventures in Silent Hill. Last time... there are only 3 save slots, I think. It's acting like I can make the screen bigger, but that's a lie, and I know it's a lie. It's a lie. I think this is where we were. I guess there's only 3 save slots, because I don't know. I think this is where we left. Yeah, before Cheryl was about to speak, after they left the church, they just... gyromancy happened, or something. I don't know. But here we are.
Hey, miss. I am fine by myself now. This is not my first time coming here, and I have met that lady we just saw before.
Sybil stops in surprise. What do you mean?
I have a place that I want to go, but I can only go alone. If you are with me, I won't be able to go, and then something terrible is sure to happen.
Something terrible? Why? Your daddy is looking for you. Until I get you back to your daddy, I cannot leave your side.
You're wrong. My daddy must not find me. Someone is waiting for me. In order to meet that person,
Sybil let out a short sigh. Good cop or bad cop? Kindly admonishes. I don't want her to I don't think she's the type that would snap. Yeah, Sybil has a gun. We don't want to... Cheryl has a gun. Everyone's got guns. Who doesn't have a gun right now? I'm gonna admonish her. Hey, wait. Come on, Cheryl. Sybil made an effort to calmly end Cheryl's speaking. You must have just had a bad dream or something. Thank you for subscribing, Luro-san. But something more frightening is actually occurring in this town. Come on, please take my hand. Cheryl placed her small hand into Sybil's palm. I will protect you no matter what. So you are safe, okay? Talks like Data from Star Trek. Once more, Sybil began to walk down the foggy street with Cheryl in tow. At first, Cheryl resisted holding Sybil's hand as hard as she could, but once she realized this was futile, she reluctantly followed behind Sybil while wiping away her tears and muttering something about the ritual or something. Cheryl muttered something so that it could not be heard. It was probably, it was probably like,
ugh, I'll never kill this whole town. I'll never take them all down.
Let's go or goodbye. The hell does that all mean? Whatever. After walking for a bit, the two of them started to notice that the murmuring of water had begun to interfere with their conversation. Ah. Cheryl stopped walking.
Sybil, this bridge when it's up looks like the Japanese katakana for ha.
Water was splashing up from the strong current in the old aqueduct through the white fog. Due to the bad weather, the water level had risen up to the fortified concrete embankment. So rather than an aqueduct, it was more like an overflowing river that was in a dangerous state. What's that? Why am I determining the gender of what child is drowning? What the fuck? Again, I don't understand why Sybil has this kind of power, and also why does that matter? And NB is drowning. I don't care. I guess thematically, it would make more sense to be a girl. Oh, I should have saved, because what if it was a boy? It probably would have said, like, no, it's not a boy, it's a girl. A girl stood alone in the current. She was fighting the strong current and appeared to be holding on to a fragile protrusion with all her might.
Miss, look!
Cheryl screamed, broke away from Sybil's hand, and then began to run toward the girl. Bye, bitch. Cheryl, that's dangerous! Sybil instantly chased after her. Chased after her. A stone barrier runs parallel to the aqueduct. It is about shoulder width and about the height of a child. Falling to the right from this barrier could result in injury, and falling to the left would probably result in being swallowed up by the current. Cheryl nimbly ran along the top of the narrow barrier. Wait, that is dangerous! Her words were ineffective. Using her innate physical prowess, Sybil got on top of the barrier. Her innate physical prowess of being able to vault about, 4 feet high. However, she could not run along it as nimbly as Cheryl. By the time Sybil caught up to Cheryl, she was lying prone on top of the barrier and reaching out toward the embankment, trying to grasp the girl's hair. That's dangerous! You will fall in! It's too much for you! What did I say?
We will save this girl. Help me, miss. Please.
Sybil lightly jumps down onto the embankment side and is again surprised by the strength of the current. Cheryl is leaning out halfway and looks as if she could fall at any moment and be swallowed by the dark waters. Cheryl, you stay right there and don't move. I will be sure to save her. Cheryl says nothing and just stares as Sybil. Sybil's footing is quickly being eaten away by the strong current. As long as snow continues to pour into the entire town, the aqueduct will surely continue to overflow. The water is up to Sybil's knees. As the water pulls at her legs, Sybil reaches her hand out toward the girl. The girl's face is covered in the white splashes, so Sybil cannot see it very well. You tried the GBA ROM for this the other day and had trading cards? What, Orin? The hell? Everything's all right, don't worry. Sybil shouts out to give the girl hope. But the girl just appears to be caught on the protrusion like a rag, and perhaps that is the best way to describe her. Sybil eventually grasps the girl's left arm and is relieved a little. Everything is fine. Your pet cat is now following you. Everything is fine. Trust me, Sybil says kindly. However, the current of the water is faster than she had imagined. No amount of reassurance can stop the fact that water is fast and strong. Pulling the girl against the current will not be easy. There is no way to grab on, so she cannot put any strength into it. The freezing cold is robbing her body of its warmth. Yeah, and her fingertips are going numb. It took about 5 or 10 minutes for it to mention that it was cold, so that's probably a personal best for this game regarding temperature.
Miss, it is impossible. That's actually me, kind of. You too will be swept away by the current.
Cheryl calls out to Sybil from behind. Sybil has a maternal feeling that she must save this girl, even if it means she will end up getting swept away. If it was a boy, though, never mind, I guess. It will be okay, just a little more. At that moment, Sybil unfortunately loses her footing and falls into the current. Oh my god, she told you so. And at that same time, she sees the face of the drowning girl for the first time. I mean, she's not hot, but she's not like, she's like, Meh. What a switcheroo! As Sybil is swallowed by the merciless current, she looks up and sees another girl on the barrier. There, the unfamiliar girl looks down at Sybil with no expression on her face. She didn't understand it. She couldn't believe anything. Still holding the arm of the girl, she is swallowed in the dark waters and then loses consciousness. Bad end? What if it was a boy in the water? Everything is dark. There is not even a single sound. Hita? Sybil cannot tell whether her eyes are open or closed. The hand gripping Sybil's hand suddenly moved. I may have used you, miss. Sybil made a face like, what?
Sybil made a face like, what?
Nani kore? What? How can you describe her face when we're in total darkness? You can't like really Whatever. What?
What are you saying? That's why I was against it. You are a good person, so I didn't want to get you wrapped up in this. But in the end, I have made you suffer. I guess that is the same thing as getting you involved?
Sybil smiles. I have said it many times, but it is my job to get you back into your father's custody. Getting me involved or whatnot is not a problem.
You're wrong, miss.
Silence flows between the two of them.
As for what Daddy will do and so on, those are issues that do not even compare to what I am dealing with. My own personal issue. It's something that I should never tell anyone, something very important. It's about a boiler. I have thought about it for so long. I have been confused by it for so long. However, maybe I can tell you about it, miss. The reason why there's no one in town. The reason why I don't want to see my daddy. And also my true...
Once again, there's silence. You're true what? Do you know something? However, that question is not answered. And then the low sound of a motor runs through the floor and causes a slight quiver in Sybil's stomach. To her front, she has only a glimpse of a single shaft of light. The light thinly extends up and down and eventually expands to the left and right, revealing a small room. It is an elevator. The elevator doors have opened wide, and it sits ready almost as if it has come for Sybil. Sybil and the girl are lit by its light. And then, Sybil felt the grip of the girl that she was holding on to become weak. No, wait, an illusion? No, the two of us are definitely holding hands. Sybil looked toward the girl. Her entire body was paralyzed with a chill. Powerlessly, Sybil sank down in that very spot. Her vision is hazy. The color drains from her entire body. The girl is not there in the light. The thing that Sybil is holding on to. It is... It's Harry! The gun. Sybil suppressed a shriek. This! What? Excuse me? It was the funnier thing, I think. I think it's gonna be jelly. Ew, is this the UFO ending? It was an unknown green jelly-like object. The old jelly hand trick. Sybil instantly stands up. It drips down in strands through the spaces between Sybil's fingers, connecting her hand with the tiles of the floor. Oh, is it ectoplasm? Is this a Ghostbusters ending? She was unable to do anything but watch, and when the final drop hit the floor, Sybil then powerlessly kneeled down. I thought she was kneeling, she got up, and then she went, oh geez, she went back to the ground. What was that girl's name? It was a name she had said many times, but for some reason Sybil could not remember it. Sybil closed her eyes and remained there, frozen. I'm losing my mind. She sobbed alone inside the elevator. The town, along with the lives of several people, have been swallowed up within the devil's dark garb. I thought I was going to say grab. Within the devil's dark grab. Swallowed up in the devil's dark bathrobe of doom. Inside the small box, she calmed her breathing while shaking her shoulders hard. How do you shake your shoulders? Like, you're shrugging a whole lot. Staccato shrugs? First of all, I should look for Harry, and then work with him to escape from this wretched world. Quite a bit of time passed since the one lamp had gone out on the floor display. From the vibrations, she could tell that she was descending, but even still, this had gone on for too long. Staring at the display of B1, she had pushed her back against the wall and slumped. Is there something in the basement of this building, deep down in the ground? And if Sybil was brought here, then what was the reason? Tune in next time, viewers, to find out. Eventually, the elevator begins to gradually slow its descent, and at the same time that it comes to a complete stop, the B1 lamp lights up. And then its doors open, Sybil dully felt this series of movements. Ah, this is the hallway where I got set on fire that one time. With the doors open, the light that illuminates the passage that extends in front of her pours into the elevator. As Sybil begins to walk forward, it almost looks like the light is supporting her from behind. It is cold. I think I've seen every screen, every background screen of this game with the phrase "it is cold" in front of the background. Although she is just walking down a corridor that is like one in a jail, Sybil's heart beats irregularly. What does that statement have to do with the following statement? Okay. Eventually, a single door appears. The passage ends with this door. Yeah, it's a hallway, so, I mean, perhaps all the mysteries of B1 will lie in this room. I didn't want to get you wrapped up in this. The voice of the girl flitted about in the back of Sybil's mind. What was the girl's goal? And where is Harry? Perhaps Harry has come here in the same manner as well? Or... She had a feeling that by opening this door, the many questions whirling about in her head would all be put to rest. Sybil summoned forth her courage and placed her hand on the door. Ah! It is hot! And Sybil immediately takes her hand off the knob. Something is burning beyond this door. It is impossible to open this door by hand. Use your gun. Just from touching the door, the palm of Sybil's hand stingingly hurts. Stingingly hurts. Stingingly hurts. It stingingly hurts. Stingingly hurts. She kicks the door with all her might. She had gloves on. With a hopeful feeling, she continues to kick the door over and over with the thick sole of her boot. Finally, the knob breaks and the door forcefully opens inward. That's what happens when you try to force doors open. At the same time, hot wind singes Sybil's hair. Oh no, we're getting set on fire again in this ending too! And then Sybil saw it. The room is about as large as a movie theater. Okay. Fire has spread all throughout, and it has began to collapse. Wow. Past and present tenses. Beyond the debris and flames, a man is holding something to his chest and heading toward another exit in order to get out. Oh, it's the bad plus ending? No, it's the good minus ending. And just as he reached the exit, the vigorously burning flames lit the side of his face. It was... drumroll. Unmistakably Harry. It was unmistakably Harry. It's Harry. Well, it could be Kaufman. Because we didn't meet Kaufman. It could be either of those people, because both those people end up in this place at the end of the game. It's Pyramid Head, yeah. It's unmistakably Harry. And it was unmistakably Harry. Harry! Sybil's voice was a scream. Harry! Without backing away, she ran into the room, which had become hell-like. A piece of rubble enveloped in flames fell right in front of her. Kya! Kya! Sybil had fallen back on her behind, but instantly stood up, moved around the obstacle, and proceeded further into the room. However, she had lost Harry. Harry! She once again yelled out his name. Someone is collapsed at her feet. Ah, the incubator. A girl dressed in white clothing is lying face down and her back moves up and down along with her breathing. Sybil stops, kneels down, and places her hand on the girl's shoulder. Are you okay? Just had a boss fight. I'm feeling a little worn out. If you stay here, you will be burned to death. Hurry and get up. The girl just remains face down and does not even try to look up. Sybil forcefully lifts the girl's shoulders up and then her face freezes. The girl is the one that she was just traveling with. The girl's name suddenly rises up within her memory. Cheryl. Cheryl, why are you here? Sybil carries Cheryl's small body and heads for the exit. Cheryl has suffered serious burns on her entire body. If they don't get out quickly, then not only Cheryl, but Sybil as well will be burned to ash. This would be a hilarious, divergence of the story where Alessa still splits her soul in two, gives Harry baby Heather, but Sybil comes in last minute, sees Alessa dying, and rescues her, and then Alessa is still alive somewhere else, and she and Cheryl end up being wacky roommates in South Ashfield. Black smoke rises from Cheryl's white clothing. The girl is just barely conscious, and her face is pale. Part of her hair is burned, and her right cheek is red and swollen. Sybil sheds tears. The sounds of explosions resound from all directions, and the floor shakes and rumbles. Sybil holds the burned girl close to protect her and runs. In order to save the faint life in front of her, Sybil risks her own life. Sybil devotes herself completely to her current goal, because she's the only good cop. And she considers this to be her duty. Sybil avoids debris as she heads toward the exit. At the same time she thinks, the man she just saw, he seems to have just abandoned this girl. And if that is the case... Sybil finally arrives at the exit and places her foot on the white staircase that extends in front of her. And then she races up it. Whoosh! From behind, the loudest explosion yet occurs. A sea of fire is just behind Sybil and is closing in on her. As she climbs the long staircase, Sybil has the goal of reaching the light coming from above the ground. Or perhaps she just senses that it is her last hope, so she runs stronger and faster up the stairs. Sybil glances down at Cheryl's face. So, excuse me, okay, yeah. It just stopped. The game just decided to stop right there. Okay. Well, what happens if... I gotta wait for the credits to be over. Should we start at the goo? Maybe go the opposite direction of the goo? Yeah, and what if I saved the boy? I think it's gonna be like, no, that's a girl. Alright, let's go back to the boy part and see if it says, nah, she was mistaken. She was mistaken. It's obviously a girl. 'Cause who would it be? There's no little boys in Silent Hill until Homecoming happens, so I don't think... Nah, it's not gonna happen. I just want there to be an ending where she does rescue Alessa in the fire. That would be radical. Okay, game. Let me choose. There we go. Load. Yeah, I guess if I start here and just speed through, I can get to saving the boy from drowning. Gonna admonish again. I don't want to get on Cheryl's bad side. You don't know what she's capable of. Let's go. All right. What's that? A boy is drowning. Oh my god, what the fuck? Who dis? Who the hell dis? Who dis? Does this motherfucker have his own page on the wiki or what? Who is this? A boy stood alone in the current. He was fighting the current and appeared to be holding onto a fragile protrusion. Yep, same thing. Yep. Same thing, but a boy instead of a girl. Her innate physical prowess to go on top of a small barrier. We will save this boy. Cheryl, don't you do it. Okay, what's going on here? Who the hell? Boy's face is covered in the white splashes. Yep, everything's alright. He's like a rag. Everything's fine. Yup. You too will be swept away by the current. It's gonna be a mannequin or something. Ah, great. Are you okay? The boy does not answer right away and just takes troubled breaths over and over. It is not surprising because he just nearly drowned. The boy remained crouched for a bit and then finally began to speak. You were the one that pushed me in. From seeing the look of surprise on Sybil's face, the boy changed his words. Not you, her! It was that child! The boy rushes at Cheryl. Before Sybil could even think to stop him, the boy grabbed Cheryl's arm and pulled her toward the current. What the fuck is this? Who the fuck is that? What are you doing? Stop it now! Kid, fight! Kid, fight! Kid, fight! And the look of wah is on my face. Andy? Who the hell are you? What the fuck is Andy? What? I'm losing my mind at this sudden new character introduction. Who I have no idea who this kid is. Who the fuck is Andy? Who do you think you are, Andy? What do you know? Why don't you tell her to stop? Cheryl falls into the water and begins to be swept away by the strong current. She would have to question the boy later. Sybil stomps as she runs along the concrete to keep up with Cheryl. Cheryl! Ah! Sybil's weak shouts were replaced by the sound of water splashing. She slips and ends up in the whirlpool of the strong current and is swallowed in the dark waters along with Cheryl. Who the fuck is Andy? Everything's dark. Not a single sound. Blah, blah, blah. Same thing. Look at that. What the hell? I love that Cheryl, who is like a baby, who's like,
My own personal issue is blah blah blah.
am I true? Just tell me who Andy is, and then I'll be fine. Ah, yeah, the elevator's here. Super secret Andy ending. Oh my god. No, wait, an illusion. Is it gonna be goo again? What happens if it's goo again? Originally, there's a third character you could play as. Andy? What? Andy? Well, that's crazy. That's just crazy. I want to save in a different spot. The second spot is the Andy slot, because I'm curious if the green jelly like object will be the same between these two things. So let's just check it out. See if it's the same shit. Does it still end up being like you go to the hell room and blah blah blah? Andy, huh? I was so sure that they'd just be like, oh no, never mind, it's not a boy, it's a girl. It's Alessa. Yeah. Where is Harry? It's hot. Gonna kick it down. Forcefully force the door open with my forceful force kicks. Yeah, we need to talk about Andy on the Great Debate. It was an unfamiliar man. Not Harry. It's a slightly plump middle-aged man. Man is holding what looks like a white paper bag to his chest and is running out of the room. My drugs! I need to save my drugs! Wait! Sybil screams. Scribble seems. The man glances toward her but continues rushing out. Sybil begins to run in order to chase him, but almost stumbles over something and stops in her tracks. Someone has collapsed at her feet. It's Al from Al's Toy Barn. Yeah. Cheryl, why are you here? I'm guessing that it's not Cheryl, it's Alessa, but it's like she just doesn't think she looks older or something. I don't really know, because I don't think it's literally Cheryl. I don't know. I think she just recognizes her face as being Cheryl. Same end. Okay, it ends here. Should I hit enter or should I load immediately? I don't know. Load. See what happens if it's a doll. This is the saving the girl run. It's not familiar to me. Countless blue fireworks went off in front of Sybil's eyes. Memories of the past. Unforgettable memories. Memories that should have been tightly sealed away within her. She was holding the doll tightly. Sybil had hidden in the closet. Through the crack, a familiar scene. Her parents shot in the head! And the blood-soaked carpet. What? The low laugh of a man. She held the doll over her mouth to suppress the urges to scream that assaulted her from time to time. And so she had somehow survived. She had survived. Why is the doll from that time here? Why? Why is it here? It was the reason she became a policewoman, that incident. Holy shit, she's got a fucking Batman origin story. Holy shit. That incident had largely impacted her future. Cheryl was gone, and all that was left was the unpleasant feeling of memories she thought she had forgotten. I'm losing my mind. I'm back in the elevator. Devil's dark garb. Escape from this wretched world. She goes into the elevator. I also like that choice, Salubrious Rex. Get to the bottom. It's the chilly hallway that leads to the hot door. Do. Kick door. I'm curious if it's gonna be different here, or if you get to this room, it's just always going to end. Like, she looked at her face. I think it's gonna be Harry. Unmistakably Harry. I think we, like, waltzed into, like, the good minus ending. Because that's Harry running away with Heather. I presume. Well, the thing is that the good minus ending fucking Sybil's already dead in the good minus ending. So Sybil wouldn't be here in the first place. Okay. Kaboom. Yep. Okay, no matter if you choose boy, girl, or boy goo, or boy, girl, doll / goo, Harry / Kaufman, those all seem to lead to the same place anyway. Why can't I click this? I swear to God, I used to be able to click this and just start loading. Oh, that was because it was like a weird glitch load where it still made me watch the end credits, but then it like slammed me back into the thing I chose, the load state I chose. Ah. Well, what now? Should we replay Harry and do it correctly? Because we chose all the wackiest, strongest shit when we played Harry. There is an Andy here. He's gone now. God damn, Andy. Fucking who the hell? It was like, he was like a rendered character and everything. I can't believe that they had this like character that existed and I never heard this guy before. Yeah, the different liquids. Yeah, we'd have to get the right... we'd have to just create 3 different save states at the liquid. We have to rush to get the liquid and then choose blue in one file, red in one file, which is the correct one, and purple in the other file, and then do things right. The way I fucked it up, we didn't even get to use the Aglophidus. I don't think we have a load state that is deep enough. I think we're only allowed 3. It doesn't scroll, so we've got to start over. Buckle in, buckle up, bundle up, because Harry's fucking freezing. He's freezing. All right, I'm mashing both enter keys. We're gonna blast through this shit. Ask me anything about Silent Hill lore while we're here, since we're just slamming through this shit until choices pop up. Watch the other VODs of this if you want the story on this part. Also, forgive me for slamming these keys. It's probably annoying. Andy, I wonder who is he related to somebody? Is he like some other cult leader's kid? Was he ever involved in any rituals? I got so many questions about Andy. Who is he? The mystique of Andy is really getting to me. Yeah, it is really weird that Harry's is in first person and Sybil's just in third person, and it's just weird. I know, how much of an SH expert can I claim to be if I don't know who Andy is? Like, I feel like a fraud. Who the hell is Andy? Yeah, Andy does run the general store. I'm guessing it's a different Andy, unless that kid is a hell of an entrepreneur. Hita. Andronicus? Andronicus. Can you imagine if that's what Andy is short for? It's short for Andronicus. Andronicus Prime. Yeah, just be a good dad. Where is that baby girl? Goku's gotta save his boy. Wish you could play his corpse, buddy. That would be cool. Gonna get eaten by little creatures that only appear in the PAL version. I'm going to cowardly run. Beast-like rage. Rawr, here they come. The boys, I'm gonna give you little hugs. Whoa. Should probably save here. Done so much button mashing already. It's not like it's animation, more like it's a GIF from the game, because that's a pre-existing animation that they made for Silent Hill 1's intro. It also was featured in the Attract movie for Silent Hill 1, I believe. Guess I was going a little too fast. I read that. Here, you take gun, person I've just met and don't know and could be lying to me, I don't know. Thanks, I hope I don't have to use it. So how are you guys? Harry's got a gun. Huh, radio. What's going on with that radio? This feels like a Silent Hill quiz that I'm taking. Whenever the options pop up, it's like, where is the radio? Inside the cafe or outside of the cafe? Oh, it's an air screamer. Really looks like a Megadeth album cover from like the early days or something. Belligerent. Damn. Right in the dick region. Its vulnerable spot is its body. What? Did we read this last time? Because it is tickling me like it's new. Shoot at it until it dies. Pro tip. Well, yeah, I'm going for that. That's it. Its body. Yeah, I think that was... I did read that last time, but it's still funny and I forgot all about it. It did. There's cool lighting on it, too. Harry made a face like, wah? Dumpty Dumpty Dum. Whoa. They fly about the heavens. Yeah. Back up to the heavens. Alright, alright. We're finding the Kuwig Dirtler. Here we go. First level. It's mercilessly short. Mercifully short. I'm gonna skip a puzzle here. Like, I would have thought this would have been a puzzle, but I don't think it was rushed through because we don't get anything. Like, we don't get a reward or anything. Yeah. It looked like the way... It is a puzzle in the real game, but it isn't a puzzle in this game. Kinda weird. Wait. That's something else to shoot. I like his kind of like little saunter. It looks like he's awkwardly dancing at prom or something. My thigh! With my right hand I push on its head part. Phew! Yeah, it does look like a big hoodie that's drawn too tight. He's just the weird kid at the school dance. Yeah, he swang with the Gen X teens from The Simpsons, that one episode. Season 2 or 3 or whatever. Paralyzed in utter amazement. Pew 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 pew! We have seen this all still. Nothing is noticeably new yet, because I haven't done anything noticeably different. Time to not do a puzzle. This is when we first found out that there are puzzles in this and we are not allowed to do them. God, I wonder what it was. I wonder what this puzzle would have been. What are the rules for this puzzle? So curious. For those of you who don't know, the puzzles are done in an automatic fashion because this is a fan-made, emulated version of this, and the fan who emulated it could not figure out how to make the puzzles interactable, which is a shame. That was when we first got suspicious, like, what the hell? Like, was it a puzzle? Did Harry do it for us? That doesn't make sense. Yeah, someone informed me later that that is the reason why. Extremely religious looking. Be so cool to relocalize this and make it so it works, but it would be so much work. Yep. It's the other world now, buddy. Ah. Remember that part where we called our house and there was like a guy at our house? That was great. Call home where no one should be. Yeah, and then Cheryl calls and she's like, Daddy, where are you? Daddy, help me. Yeah. Boing. I think in the VOD I'll put some sort of like skip to blankety blank time to get to the new content. Or maybe I'll just edit there. Nothing. Ain't missing nothing. Okay. Here's what will make the right choice for once. We read all these other things. I think, did we read the pharmaceutical book? I am curious about that. I want to read that. About White Claudia, I presume. A pharmaceutical book. White Claudia. Perennial herb found near water. Reaches height of 30 to 40 centimeters. Oblong leaves, white blossoms. Seeds contain hallucinogen. Ancient records show it was used for religious ceremonies. The hallucinogenic effect was key. Okay, so it's verbatim. The next page is all blurred. Tis. Oh, aglophatus. From the above-mentioned White Claudia, has to perform exorcisms. It is a viscous liquid, red in color, and is administered remedy for illnesses. The cause is not known. So it's a combination of, I think it's a combination of a book from Silent Hill 1 and a book from Silent Hill 3? No, I don't know about that. I become gripped with the sense that my actions have been controlled by someone this entire time. Well, I bet reading that the White Claudia book now makes sense because there might not be anywhere else to read that, and it gives him the knowledge. The last show was a book of religious science, which doesn't make sense. Yeah, I'm wondering if that's the one we should be reading because it's about aglophatus and we need to use it in the ritual later. Well, ritual to fuck up the ritual later. Let's just go with that. Let's not go back. The one you actually read for realsies in this place in the game is the children's fairy tale, because it foreshadows the boss fight. But there is something you can read later on that is about a Galapagos, and I'm not sure if we're gonna run into it because that was it. That we just read was it. Even still, I probably cannot determine my own course. I think we read this. Yeah. Go with the flow. Mm-hmm. Definitely. White Claudia, perennial found near water, reaches height of oblong leaves, white blossoms. Uh-huh. And then he aided me. Oh, he crushed me. You do have to read that book. Tim got crushed, though. I don't know. What do you think? Should we be reading the canon book in this case? I'm just worried that we're not going to run into the Galapagos book later. Thanks for subbing, Captain Katsura. Read the book. Should I go back and read the book? Is someone like looking up a walkthrough for me? I don't know what to do. I mean, for God's sake, shoot the thing in the mouth is obvious. Like, just shoot it in the damn mouth. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think we did the other one. Ink. No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Okay, it's a children's book. I want to see why Harry has to read a children's book to know that gaping maws are generally weak to bullets. I picked up the book and see an abstract illustration of a youth carrying a bow and arrow on its cover. Someone has been reading this book. I begin to read the book from the beginning of the page it was left open to in a quiet voice. Hearing this, the hunter armed with bow and arrow said, "I will kill the lizard." But upon meeting his opponent, he held back, taunting. Who's afraid of a reptile? At this, the furious lizard hissed. I'll swallow you up in a single bite. Then the huge creature attacked, jaws open wide. This was what the man wanted. Calmly drawing his bow, he shot into the lizard's gaping mouth. Effortlessly, the arrow flew, piercing the defenseless maw. And the lizard fell down dead. This is from an old fairy tale. I remember reading it as a kid. As I say this, I take a step back, as if I have realized something. Wait, I think. Wait, I think. I become gripped with a sense that my actions have been controlled by somebody. Oh, is it like being meta? Am I the unseen one who Harry must obey? What if that? Crazy. Crazy bananas. If I see a lizard, I'm definitely shooting it in the mouth. Mucous membrane. He's cute. Run a little, wait for him to open his jaws. Give him a pew-pew. Was that the teacher's room? Or the library? Yes, it's a library. All I can do is draw my opponent closer. Each bullet that hits its body only seems to increase its strength. I am running. My entire body is soaked in sweat. The heat from the flames and the large amount of perspiration are working together to rob me of my emotional strength. Ugh, I'm so hot and sweaty. My emotional strength is totally depleted. I hate being hot and sweaty. And then my feet finally get tangled and I fall to the bone-dry floor with a thud. Pew pew. My supply of bullets is running out. This is my limit. I turn around. Its enormous mouth is there, measuring about 4 meters and open in all directions. It was only for an instant, but I thought of that passage again. The arrow flew, piercing the defenseless maw. Okay. What the fuck's wrong with you, Harry? I gotta see. Dumbass. The legs. If I can stop its movement, then I will be free to do as I like to finish it. Dumbass.
Then he aided me.
It's 4-leg. Although I hit dead on, it appears to be meaningless. On the contrary, it increases its speed and persistently pursues me as I trip on my own feet. I only have a few rounds left. While waiting for my greatest chance, I was doing my best to keep my distance from it, but the heat from the hellfires had me on the verge of passing out, and then I was chased into the corner of the room before I realized it. I've already lost the willpower to fight back, and it stands in front of me with its mouth wide open. With resignation, I silently closed my eyes.
And then he aided me.
I can no longer hesitate. I readied the gun as calmly as possible, aimed at the inside of its mouth, and quickly pulled the trigger. Over and over, the sound of gunshots rang out from my weapon. For as long as I had ammunition. And then I lost consciousness. Well, at least that's the right thing to do. he just like loses consciousness every time, no matter what. Yep. We know this part. You see Alessa. Oof. A fan art. It's beautiful. I'm so snappily dressed. I don't own anything that looks this nice. Thanks, Shrug Viper. That's cute as heck. So stylish. I wish I was that stylish. Damn. Flattered by how stylish you think I am. Let's go to the church. Pew pew, pew pew.
Hello. Gyromancy.
We've already heard all this stuff. I do not think she's gonna say anything different. Alright, snorted with a humph.
Blah, blah, blah. All these lines are in the video game. The real one. Blauros. Goodbye.
I will believe the woman's story because I'm Harry Mason and I'm dumb as bricks, yo. I think she's trustworthy and I believe that woman's story. Dahlia is so not to be trusted, but Harry does trust her. She lives here. I choose to believe her story without objection. Alright, I go after the woman. But you can't. So you can go to the bridge now. It looks like the Japanese katakana for ha. Flauros is on top of the key, so you can't pick up the key without picking up the Flauros. I like that it makes this shining, absurd noise when you pick it up. All my nooks and crannies are electrified by the flowers. My taint is on fire with occult electricity. Yep, there is a good plus ending. The good plus ending is that you save Sybil from being a zombie Sybil. You use some of the Aglophidus on Sybil, basically. And you use the rest of the Aglophidus. If you got all of the Aglophidus, there's Aglophidus in 2 places. You can use the spare Aglophidus on the Alessa boss fight. That saving both using the Aglophidus 2 times successfully gives you the good plus ending where both Harry and Sybil and also baby Heather are all alive. It's not entirely considered canon. I think good minus is considered more canon. Oh, there it is. My favorite line. My favorite line. I almost scrolled past it. This is my favorite because it implies that Harry Mason knows fucking Japanese. Ha ha ha. More like ha 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 because it's the Japanese katakana character for ha. Oh, I will never get over this. That is so funny. I really love that. I love that so much. Oh, it's so precious. Oh. Onomatopoeia for thinking about katakana. Alright, the bridge sounds like an old woman. Okay, the temperature's decreasing, but I thought it was already cold, Harry. We're going to the hospital. Same stuff. We meet Kaufman. So, in the game, he doesn't do either of these things. He just kind of does a weird, like, cowardly movement. It's really funny. I think the No Context Silent Hill Twitter account tweeted a gif of Harry just kind of cowering like a weirdo. It's really funny. And this cutscene should probably be exactly the same. Yep, this is the same. Have you ever seen such aberrations? Have you ever seen such aberrations? Love it. That's what you get for getting involved in a cult, Michael. Michael! Well, I made this awkward. Your daughter's missing, your wife is dead. I'll just be going. No, I didn't stop on my name is Harry Mason. I'm in town on vacation. Arrival tomorrow morning. Be prepared. What is this? I don't know the answer to that one. You just get to explore the room if you want. Same stuff. Elevator. You go to all the floors and then the thing. Get a key. Something is there, and we pick up a plastic bottle. That is true. We do. I mean, you could pick up both if you really want, Harry. Okay, we're almost at the Aglophidus part, finally. It took a little while. Here we are. It's Aglophidus. Okay. So, last time I don't think it mattered what we actually picked up. I don't remember what we picked up, first of all, but I don't think it mattered because we hit a dead end before we could use any of the aglophonus in the first place. So, I think we did purple. The correct answer, by the way, is red, so far as I know. I mean, if it's going along with the game. The game didn't have options for blue and purple and whatever. But yeah, should we go the correct route? I'm leaning toward the correct route just to see how it all shakes out, you know, grammar-wise. I don't know. Pazuzu wants the perp. Let's go correct. Yeah, let's go correct. I get out the plastic bottle and use a fragment of the bottom section of one of the broken bottles to pour the vermilion liquid into the it. Yeah. Into the it. Yep. Got me some goop. And close the lid and bring my goop with me. I think the rest should just play out kind of normal. The walls are made of concrete. Yeah. Going downstairs. Going to power on the elevator. So much focus on temperature. Obsessed with temperatures. Well, if I edited this, I would have to fucking watch the whole thing. I don't have time for that, unfortunately. Yep, I'm gonna go to every floor and then number 4 is gonna show up and blah blah blah. Well, what now? There it is! 4 means death. Yeah, can you imagine if Andy showed up again? That'd be nuts. Gonna meet a nurse. Yeah, automatic puzzles after the nurse, I think. I ready my gun. I pull out my Beretta. I hate that fucking guy, by the way. I kick it in the face. I fire more bullets at the it. Like how it doesn't even ask you about how to fight this one. It's just like, I'm just gonna get the lead out. Do 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 do. I love that they call the ringing, like, they call the siren the ringing. That's so weird. Why? Here's the Tower of Hanoi thing that we don't get to do, which is probably a good thing. I'm terrible at Tower of Hanoi puzzles. We just did this in Resident Evil 2 and I fucking sucked at it. Totally sucked. Do 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 do. Find a cabinet. I will look at the floor under the cabinet. The necessity of the cabinet here is thin, as anything could be used to satisfy the requirement. If something is needed to block my path, then a bunch of stones could work just as well. Yeah, who's gonna bring rocks into a hospital, you goddamn idiot? I thought this as I looked at the scratches on the floor that were the same width as the cabinet. The marks on the floor are still fresh. They tell me that some other human probably came down here. Yep. That was a sentence. We read this. We go downstairs. Find out about Alessa. I mean, I don't know. Also, I just saved over the Glophitus one. Sorry! We're committed now. My bad. This girl is... What were those numbers? I scrolled past them, I'm sorry. I noticed that something's written on the back. Oh, 2/4Y DNA? What the hell? What is that? So I took both things in my inventory for some reason. Okay. Alessa, who is she? And so I am irritated. I remember this. I think we're gonna run into Lisa. Slowly approach. By the way, the actress for Lisa, her name is Thessaly Lerner. She has the most hilarious YouTube channel. Oh my god. I love her. She is so wonderfully strange. She's got this super high-pitched voice that I think they actually pitched down for Silent Hill 1. All of her Silent Hill 1 dialogue was done in like an hour. That's how quick the gig was. And her YouTube channel is hilarious and weird, and like weird kid stuff. I don't know if I'll remember to do it, Reduxist, honestly. I'm really bad at remembering things like that. I'm bad at remembering who did fan art. So I appreciate when people put their little signatures on the bottom of their fan arts, by the way. Just you know, look up Thessaly Lerner YouTube and you'll find it. It's Thessaly, which is a strange first name, but you can guess how it's spelled. And Lerner is spelled like learner, but without a L-E-R-N-E-R. It's spelled with a Y. Thessaly. That's Thessaly. It would be Thessaly. I'm really bad at like spelling out loud. I was really bad at spelling bees just because I say the wrong letter that I don't mean. Nah, it's not like weird kid. It's not like Elsa weird YouTube. It's just like she's just like a goofy person that does like ukulele songs and stuff like that. Here comes Dahlia. I like her. She does these 1 minute long skit videos that are called Marlo's $1 Million Minute. And she's so bubbly and funny and weird. It's just her like buying. She gets like weird garbage from thrift stores that she likes. And she pretends to be this character who's reviewing it for $1 million. And she's got such a high-pitched voice, I don't even think I can, like, actually do the voice. She's also the voice of, like, all the teen girl Sims in, like, the Sims. In, like, the Sims 1, 2, and 3 or something. I think. Maybe 1 and 2. I don't know. I open the door, she closes, and roll out into the hospital corridor. I love that. The other church. Yep, go into the antique store in a way that was not how it was done in the game, but that's fine. Now, is Sybil gonna die again? I remember seeing this fucking background for like 20 minutes when we were here last time. It just felt like it went forever. Couldn't get off, the roads are blocked. No place for her to go, the road had been obliterated. It was like she's walking on thin air. I met this bizarre woman. Her name's Dahlia Gillespie. Probably on drugs. They sell them to the tourists. The force still can't figure out who's behind it. Now we're back to canon. None of our leads have panned out, and the investigation is stalled. Drugs. Sybil's response was far from what I had imagined, so I shake my head back and forth. What could drug trafficking have to do with all this? I really don't know, but maybe that's the darkness she was talking about. That's all I can think of. Sybil looked slightly irritated and took a long breath. Then she shifted her gaze to the passage behind the shelf. Can you please tell us what kind of a passage it is? What's this? Just discovered it. Maybe there's something back there. Let's have a look. I think because Sybil went first, that's why she died. I'll go first. I'm a cop. I should go. No, I'm going, I said in a rough tone. All right, I'll cover you from here. Be careful. If anything looks fishy, get back here on the double. Okay. Peer inside the hidden passage. Inside, it looks like an unseen barrier of darkness has been set up, which makes it look like a place no one should enter. I intuitively sense that it would be dangerous to move into this passage. It is that kind of passage. Oh, so good. So good. I look back at Sybil once. Sybil. Yes? Do you know anything about like, some other world? Like a bad dream? Etc. I think we read all this. I met Lisa. It's like I was there, but I wasn't really. Don't know what you're talking about. Everything's been super normal to her, I guess. Even the sleep is cold. Leaving Sybil behind, I step into the passage. It should be all new from here on out, I think. Because I don't think Sybil's gonna die. Yep, here it is. The smell of something having been burned in the air. It's almost like sacrifices are traditionally burned in rituals. Burned. Not a boiler explosion, you goddamn. This is the church Dahlia was talking about. I look around the area. An axe have been displayed on the wall. But nothing else stands out. While shaking my head, I decide to try going back through the passage I came from. Oh, and at that moment, a light bright enough to make me look away emanates from the altar. I think I heard the sound of a giant match being struck, and then 2 enormous pillars of flames rose from the altar. As if a ritual were beginning or something. Even at the distance I am at, I can feel the heat from those flames. My surprise and that heat caused me to fall into a state of barely being conscious. And then I gradually lose myself until I finally end up lying face down on the concrete floor. And the coldness that remained in the floor was drawn away by the heat as my consciousness grew distant. He is so temperature attuned. Harry? Are you okay? Okay, this is the scene with Lisa, which is going to be exactly the same. It is verbatim from the game, so it's going to be boring. There we go. We're back, baby. The antique shop again. Is that another dream? Did I pass out again? I don't want to think so, but maybe this is all just going on in my head. Yeah, I remember this one. I energetically stand up, open the door of the antique shop, and rush back into the town. Yay! This is the rest of the game. Now we're going to fight some bugs in a mall. And then another bug on a roof. The town has turned into that nightmarish world. It's as if the danger in this town increases with every second. In order to find Lisa, I turn on the flashlight on my chest and begin to run at full speed. I left the antique shop with the intention of reuniting with Lisa, but I discover that all the roads leading to the hospital are blocked. With no other choice, I enter the shopping mall town center in the shopping district. Yeah, the Giga store. Yeah. Inside, everything has naturally changed to the other world as well. Look, the other world is used like that. I can hear the groans of monsters in the vicinity, and it would not be surprising if they attacked at any moment. The floor has changed to metal grating, and this building looks as if it has been left in ruins for several hundred years. Large monitors have been placed in the hall at the entrance to greet shoppers. After wandering around the first floor and finding nothing interesting, I begin heading up the powered-down escalator, and at that moment, suddenly light overflows out of the monitors in the hall. A bound Cheryl is displayed on the screens.
Daddy, help me!
Cheryl! I turn around and run back down the escalator toward the first floor hall. The image of Cheryl on the monitors then begins to get more and more fuzzy, until it dissolves into a video static on the picture tube. And then in place of Cheryl, an eerie crest is displayed. It looked a lot like that which I saw in the courtyard of the elementary school. I pound on the monitors. I pound with all my strength, as if I believe that Cheryl is trapped inside the picture tube. A mall employee comes out and says, "Sir, please stop. You're causing a scene. You're going to break the merchandise." However, Cheryl's image did not appear again. I'm convinced Cheryl was definitely taken away by someone and is being held by them, and she is waiting for me to rescue her. I must hurry, I say to myself. All right. Already searched the first floor, you goddamn dingus, so we're searching the second floor. The second floor is more brutal than that first and is completely deserted. However, I am paying attention. I can hear a sound like a liquid substance splashing from somewhere. I can sense that something that is not human is there. I turn toward the direction of the noise and began to run. And then I discover the source of the noise. As soon as I step there, the section of the floor that I was standing on gives way and falls with me on top of it. Verbatim from the game, yeah. I scream almost right away. Although I just fell one floor. Strangely enough, I am not hurt. The floor of the somewhat wide room is sandy, and it is most certainly what cushioned my fall. It's that grub that we all love. Grub, 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 grub. I pick up the rifle at my feet and try readying it. Yes, that's right, you get the rifle here. Do you get it here? Do you get it like in one of the mall? Is there like one store you can go into? I don't fucking know, whatever. As I do so, an unspeakably, that's how unspeakable it is. I can't even say the word unspeakably. An unspeakably unpleasant tremor comes from below me and it shakes my entire body. It is not something that I can see. I decide this because I felt it only from below me. Okay. I can clearly tell that something with a long body like a caterpillar is moving around below me. As I move, it moves in the same direction. So it is obvious that it is aiming for me as it moves. And then it shows itself. Hey there, fella. It is a giant caterpillar, about 5 meters long. It sprays a green liquid from its fierce tusk-covered mouth. I can tell the liquid is poisonous just from looking at it. and that it is definitely being discharged toward me. Ah, I did not dodge it in time, so some of that liquid got on my arm. The pain is sharp. Red is rising up where the poisonous liquid got on me as it is dissolving the components of my skin. Ah! Damn! Fire the rifle, my dude. I am in danger now. I once again ready the rifle that I just picked up, and then I rain bullets into the creature that has appeared above ground. Green fluid began to leak from its abdomen, so it twisted its large body and once again burrowed underground. A steel plate is conveniently lying in the middle of the area. If I can just get on top of it, then I should be able to avoid direct attack. However, I decide that being safe is bad, and I stay where I am. After moving on to the steel plate, I discovered one problem with doing so. I can no longer tell where it is coming from. I can only go with my intuition. Just where it is going to appear from, I gamble. Okay, yeah, it's asking me to save scum. I think it's gonna come from behind. I listened carefully. I wagered that it is coming from behind. Nice. Nice. 1 in 3 chance, and I did it. I mean, if I were a giant worm, I would try to attack from behind, but that's just me. It had just appeared there, and my first shot went right through its head. It exploded like a piece of fruit exploding, and and liquid with a revolting color and horrible smell began to flow around it. It exploded like a piece of fruit exploding. You didn't need that second exploding. I pursue it as it begins to try to escape back to the ground, firing the rifle on this deserted floor of the town center. Gotcha, bitch. I leave the town center. I'm done with this. This trash. Perhaps the caterpillar from before was blocking my path to the hospital, as my route, which had been blocked until just before, was now restored. What a nice caterpillar. He restored the route. The entire town seemed like the insides of an enormous living thing. If a part of it is treated, then a part of it is destroyed. If a part of it disappears, then a part of it appears. I get the feeling that I am wandering about within a living organism that has become a labyrinth. That's a cool way to put it. I open the gate to the hospital and then energetically open the door of the examination room. Yeah, I mean, I would be a nice bug if I had the choice, but if someone was already shooting me in the face, I mean, whatever. Inside, Lisa was waiting for me.
Harry!
She changes from looking completely exhausted and rushes over to me in an innocent, childlike way. Glad you're okay. I remember this scene. This scene happened regardless. When, after I saw Sybil dead, I came here? Yeah, this also happens in the game. The lake. You take Bachman Road. The road's blocked. I recall what Sybil told me. Well, that's the only way out there. Are you sure? There's gotta be another way. Lisa places her hand on her chin and thinks for a bit, then her eyes open wide as if she realized something. Wait, I just remembered something. What? There's a waterworks over by my old elementary school. It's been abandoned for years. There's an underground tunnel out there used for inspections or something. I remember hearing it runs all the way to the lake. Really, you think I can get to the lake from there? I've never been down there myself, so I'm not positive. Besides, it's all fenced off to keep people out. If there's a chance, I've got to try. Lisa embraces me again, just as I think that her face is beginning to look tearful. Harry, don't go. I don't want to be alone. It's so scary, I can't stand it. This one room in an empty hospital. In this state, which monsters could kick in the door and enter at any time. She has no weapons with which to defend herself with, so her being gripped with fear is only natural. What should I do? Can you imagine if I could bring Alessa with me? Can you fucking imagine? Fucking, let's try. I don't think they'll let me at all. How about coming with me? This may not be the safest place in the world either. I can't promise you anything, but I'll do my best to protect you. Oh, right. This does happen in the game. No, somehow I feel like I'm not supposed to leave this place. Oh, Harry, I'm so scared. I'm cold. I waver. Is it okay for me to leave Lisa alone? But then what will happen to Cheryl? Cheryl only has me to depend on. My concern for Cheryl cannot be compared with my concern for Lisa. After all, she is my daughter. Look, just wait here a little longer. I'll be back as soon as I find my daughter. Perhaps those words rang cold for Lisa, but there was nothing that can be done. I must save my daughter. Harry! And then she vanished. I leave the hospital, the water supply installation near the elementary school. I was told I could go through those sewers and reach the lake that Cheryl was heading toward. I must hurry. As I begin to run, I felt something fly over my head. It looks like something is flying in circles in the sky above me, but it is dark, so I cannot see it so well. I climb the metal stairs of the building across the street and then head up to the roof for another boss fight. Here it is. What is this? A giant moth. You answered your own question there, Harry. I guess I didn't completely kill it. That caterpillar that I shot at the town center has followed me here. Aw, look at him. What a goofball. And it has matured. It dances against the black sky and is looking down on me. In addition to the poison that it can discharge from its mouth, it now has a stinger with which to stick me with. I am in danger! I mean, this sounds good. I fire the rifle. However, it is adept in the air and evades my aim, leaving the bullet to hit only air before being swallowed by the darkness. Calm down, I told myself. I must focus on only one target. I'm gonna say the abdomen personally, because it's big. You're almost certainly gonna hit it, and it's not moving like the wings, and it's not tiny. Dave's gone. Let's go for the abdomen. While dodging it, I point the barrel of the gun at the soft area below its chest. It adeptly uses its large wings to pursue me, but eventually its strength runs out and it falls between two buildings. That was easy. Green liquid leaks from its inside, and its screams echo throughout the town. What an adept moth. Sounds like a Twitter username, adept moth. The nightmare still continues. After passing through the sewers connected to the water supply installation near the elementary school, I came up in the most popular part of the Silent Hill's lakeside tourist spot. Thank you for not making us do the sewer level! Oh! Everyone just say a little silent prayer of thank you to whoever developed this game that we did not have to go through the sewers. Thank you. Thank you, developers. We did not want to go into the sewers. Oh my god. Thank you, Andy. However, in spite of this, there is no reason to expect anyone to be here. The area is wrapped in darkness, and in a condition in which it would be impossible to even walk around without a flashlight. First, I decide to enter Annie's bar, which lies on the road to the lake. As I approach the door, I notice what sounds like a struggle coming from the other side. Look at this fucking monkey about to leap on Kaufman's dick. When I open the door, inside, Kaufman is there. Dr. Michael Kaufman, that is certainly what he said his name was. A monster has him cornered. His back is against the far wall of the bar, and he is out of breath. He did not notice me come into the bar and looked as if he had lost all hope. I thought I would have a choice here. You're not given a choice in the game, but I mean, neither are you with these other things that you can do. Even after the monster had died with a cry like a metallic twisting, Kaufman just stared into the air looking completely worn out. Aw, thank you. That's so cute. Yes, this is the reminder to check out Thessaly Lerner's channel. Check out her YouTube. Oh yes, she wasn't Sorry to Bother You. She had a little bit part in Sorry to Bother You. It's true. I forgot about that. I think she was like... I don't even know if she had any lines. She might have just been in the background, but she wasn't Sorry to Bother You. Surprise. There's a lot of like little voice acting roles. I don't know who she was. Look up the IMDb. Are you okay? As I spoke to him, he weakly stood up, brushed his pants twice, and then slowly looked at me.
Yeah, I guess so. But I'm beat. I thought I was a goner there. So, how'd it go? Did you find a way out?
No, not yet. How about you?
Zip. But it's too soon to give up. This craziness can't go on forever. A military rescue squad should be here any time now.
I've seen phantoms, that's what's supposed to happen.
They come through the town, we're home free.
He looked at the darkness outside the window and clenched his fists. I hope so, I say.
I better get going.
Got some drugs to run, even though it's all fucked up here.
This isn't a time to stand around flapping out gums. Flapping out gums.
It's flapping our gums. He fixed his collar and then began to walk to the door. I know she has less than 1,000 subs. She gets like 1 view per video, which is a crime because she's super kooky and interesting. She seems like just a really effervescent, weird, creative, hippie person, and I think that's really, she seems just wholesome, I don't know. He walked out as if he was incredibly hungry, and when he reached the door, I asked him the question that had been on my mind for quite some time. Kaufman. In the game, you just ask him about Alessa because you don't take the photo. So I'm curious about the picture. Do you know this girl? His hand, which he had placed on the doorknob, paused for a moment, and then he looked back at me. I hold the picture of Alessa in my hand. Upon seeing it, a look of horror appears on Kaufman's face and he freezes.
You. Just who in the hell are you?
I was unable to understand the meaning of his question, said Data. In the next instant, Kaufman turned and then left the room as if he were sucked through the door. Shoomp. Shoomp. Dr. Michael Kaufman. He definitely has some secret. He just says, never heard of her. No. He quickly looked back at the door and left as if he was running away. Dr. Michael Kaufman. He definitely has some secret. While I am not sure whether it is connected to me rescuing Cheryl or not, he knows the main reason why this town has undergone a transformation. I followed him so he did not notice me. He races through dark alleys. Perhaps it is because he is familiar with the geography here. The sound of the harsh wind blowing down from the mountains as it cuts through the eaves of the buildings hides my footsteps and my presence. I continue to carefully tail him, making sure not to lose sight of him. Finally, his small figure opened the door of a certain building and he disappeared inside. Sorry, I got caught up on the idea of Kaufman having a small figure. He's been described as like a chunky dude last time, but whatever. He went into a motel, but not into one of the guest rooms. The door he went through is one that is off limits to outsiders and only for use by employees. I press down on my heart, which feels like it is going to explode. Like an exploding fruit, perhaps. With my left hand, I open the door that Kaufman just used and head inside. Oh my god, I thought that was a monster, but it's the damn motorcycle. It's just rusty and weird. Inside, ancient dust is everywhere, and the room reeks of mildew. It looks to be a garage. Oil, a sprayer, tires, and such have been placed on a dirty metal shelf. A sprayer? Odd. Kaufman is nowhere to be found. There is only one other door in the room, and it is slightly open. He must have went through there into another room. However, I did not go after him right away. Instead, my attention turned to the motorcycle near the wall, and I stopped. The gas tank of the motorcycle differs from the rest of the motorcycle, as it is oddly clean and shiny. The motorcycle is so covered in dust that it is not possible to even distinguish what color it is. But I get the feeling that the gas tank area alone has been fiddled with by someone. I tried gently opening the gas tank. Not a clever way to hide your drugs, buddy. Inside the gas tank, there is a black vinyl bag that is protecting a small glass bottle. At the moment I was about to reach out to it, a familiar voice stopped me. "Give me that!" When I turned, Kaufman was just glaring at me, his face white with anger. He clenched his fists. His clenched fists are shaking with rage. What is this? That's none of your business. think he said none of your concern.
Instead of messing with that, how about coming up with a way to get out of here? You shouldn't be hanging around here, goofing off. What do you think you're doing? You want to get yourself killed? Get out of here!
Even if he had not said that, I understood. I didn't know just how important this small bottle was to him, but I didn't think that it would help me find Cheryl. So I gave it to him. Here's your drugs.
Okay, take it easy. Unless you want to die, keep your mind on business. Got it?
Saying that, Kaufman acts calm and leaves the garage. I think, that guy's gotta be involved with the local drug racket. That's what I think. I'm trying to remember what he actually said when he left the room in the game. He said something like, what an asshole, or something like that. Or what's his problem? Man, was he pissed. Man, was he pissed. That's what he says. Man, was he pissed. And in such a rush, too. That was probably dope in the bottle. That was probably dope in the bottle. Yo. It's dope. Anyway, better let him do as he pleases. There's more than my life at stake. Then I realize that I'm wasting time and immediately leave the hotel. Hey, we didn't even go to the Indian runner and do this shit to find out that he was at the motel and blah, blah, blah. They skipped that part, just like they skipped the sewers, so that's great. I checked the map. We're probably going to the Lighthouse, I guess. Or we might be skipping the Lighthouse and going to the amusement park, for all I know. I don't know. I check the map and then head to the greatest part of this sightseeing area, the lakeside. My visible breath brushes by my cheeks, drifting in the air as if to mark my trail, and then finally becoming one with the air around it. And then the area gradually began turning into that nightmarish world. I abruptly come to a stop. Are you going to run into dogs now? This time, the change is not instant like before. That's true, this is the part of the game where you are actually physically walking and the other world, like, it turns into the other world as you're running down the street. It's cool. I think, if I remember right. This town, this world seems like it is being dumped into a demon's body. What? What does that mean? The world seems like it's being dumped into a demon's body, and I am filled with a feeling that there is no going back. Something has changed, in a way that cannot be undone. There is a road before me, so I run along on it. That is all I can do. Is there any hope? Is Cheryl alive? In this situation, which I cannot be sure of anything, I frequently have to fight off the urge to get sick. However, I believe that I will find something if I continued forward on this road. I run across a pier, and without thinking about it, I wrench the door of a small boat stopped midway along the pier open, and then rush inside it. Okay, we're gonna hang out with Sybil first. We're doing that cutscene. And then we're being told about the Mark of Samael, and then we're gonna go to the lighthouse and stuff. There was already a passenger inside the boat. Sybil! Harry! Our voices revealed that we were both relieved, and we both knew each other's names. How did you get back here? I followed the sewer. Were you the one who cut the fence? Yeah. I'm glad you made it. I was worried about you. You were worried? Where did you disappear to? Never mind. I want to know what's going on here. What is with this town? I condensed all the things that had happened to me into one somewhat unclear conclusion. I looked at Sybil and began to speak. This may sound really off the wall, but listen to me. You've got to believe me. I haven't gone crazy, and I'm not fooling around. At first, I thought I was losing my mind, but now I know I'm not. It's not me. This whole town. It's being invaded by the other world. By a world of someone's nightmarish delusions come to life. Little by little, the invasion is spreading, trying to swallow up everything in darkness. I think I'm finally beginning to understand what that lady was talking about. Harry, hold on a minute. I don't get it. Look, I don't understand it all myself. I guess I can't explain it. I honestly revealed how I felt. Well, what's making this happen? I don't know that either. But I do know Cheryl is there. There? Under whoever created this darkness. Cheryl is somewhere, and she needs my help. Once I finished explaining everything, Sybil faintly smiled and looked at me as if she was worried. Harry, this whole thing's been a major blow for you. You need to rest. I was let down. This world, its state, and the reason it became like this. I understood and wanted Sybil to understand as well. Even though I am a writer, I'm cursed by a limited vocabulary. No shit, translator. Water. This is something that upsets me about myself. Sybil, And as I was speaking, the door slowly opened, and I could see someone enter the room. It's Dahlia. It was not a monster, but a human. Allegedly not a monster.
The demon is awakening, spreading those wings.
Dahlia Gillespie.
Was it not as I said? I see it all now. Yes, everything.
The background faded out like it was gonna introduce her with a title slug, like she was a boss or something.
Hungry for sacrifice, the demon will swallow up the land. I knew this day would come. And what's more, the task is almost finished.
Whoa.
There's only 2 left to seal this town to the abyss, the mark of Samael. When it is completed, all is lost. Even in daytime, darkness will cover the sun. The dead will walk, and martyrs will burn in the fires of hell. Everyone will die.
But what am I supposed to do? I've got to save Cheryl.
It is simple. Stop the demon. The demon taking that child's form. Stop it before your daughter becomes a sacrifice. Before it is too late. Stop it. Stop it.
What do I do?
Go to the lighthouse on the lake and to the center of the amusement park. Make haste. You are the only hope.
Look, Harry, I really don't get what's going on. But if there's a chance we can save your daughter, I'm in. I'll check out the amusement park. You go to the lighthouse. You want to bring some aglavitus just in case something untoward happens to you, Sybil? Sybil. Doot, 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 doot. I will go to the lighthouse. Sybil, thanks. Gripping her handgun, Sybil left the boat and disappeared into the darkness.
You will need to use it.
Use what?
The Flauros. Only with that can you stop it.
Wait, the Flauros. I check inside my pockets. That 4-sided object. However, does Sybil have such an object as well? No, that is not likely. I don't think they make these. You just buy them in a store or something. If she did, then she probably would have been able to understand my story a little bit better. Oh my god. Wow. Look at that. Makes sense, I guess. He's so angry. Thanks, Reduxist. What about Sybil? I considered chasing after Sybil. However, my true goal is rescuing my daughter, and Sybil, with the same goal, is risking her life as she heads to the amusement park. I think I should believe in Sybil. No, maybe it is merely my selfishness telling myself that. However, my destination is the lighthouse that is not far from here. To run there is my mission and my fate. I entered the lighthouse and then ascended the spiral staircase to arrive at the roof. And then I could not believe my eyes. Alessa was there, making the mark of Samael. A giant crest is present on the floor. I am standing on the roof of the lighthouse. What? A giant crest is present on the floor. I am standing on the roof of the lighthouse. Okay, sure. The mark of Samael. That is what Dahlia called it. And I should trust her implicitly. Definitely that is what that is. She said I must not let it be completed. That this town is gradually being eroded away by this crest. Bitch, she lying to you. Alessa was standing there. She looked as if she had just now completed making the mark here, and she just looked at me without any change in her expression. For the first time, we just faced each other, each of us understanding each other to a certain degree. Are you sure, Harry? Just as I thought that her eyes showed a little sadness, she turned around and suddenly disappeared as if she had jumped from this tall lighthouse. Alessa, wait! Got a bad feeling about this. Oh no. Got a bad feeling. Wait, please talk to me. I rushed to the area where Alessa was standing. However, there was no trace of her at all. The cold wind blew and ruffled my bangs. his one bang that he has? He doesn't really have bangs, does he? Got like 2 little wisps. I just stood there motionless. Huh. I can see something. Through the overlapping layers of fog, I can see something that looks like a pale light. It's the UFO ending! Take me away. Alessa, I said without thinking about it. I had a feeling that I could see Alessa through a distortion in the space there. Alessa. What? Whoa! Okay. Alright. Fucking let's go. I saved. I was walking on air. With each step I took toward the distortion, I was stepping on air. Finally, my body is completely enveloped in that hole. Phrasing. Weird. Inside, Alessa was sitting on the ground sobbing. Alessa covered her face with her hands, and her shoulders trembled as she cried. I nestled up to her and knelt down. Suddenly the area became a sea of fire. Among the heaps of debris, Alessa is screaming. This is what is in Alessa's mind. Alessa's suffering mind. The detestable event of 7 years ago. The flames that burned an entire section of the town. The boiler that exploded and... It was being replayed before my eyes. Alessa! I shook her shoulders in an attempt to wake her from this nightmare. Alessa raised her head, and when I looked at her, my heart nearly stopped. Cheryl. It is unmistakable. This girl is Cheryl, whom I have been searching for. Cold rain moistens my cheeks. When I come to, I realize that I'm standing frozen on top of the lighthouse, staring off into the empty darkness. A dream? Was I hallucinating? Oh, and what about Cheryl? What about Cheryl? In order to return to the boat from just before, I retraced my steps from the lighthouse. The small boat stopped midway along the pier. Perhaps Sybil has returned, and with that expectation in mind, I opened the door leading to the inside of the boat. But Sybil is not here. Maybe she is still on her way to the amusement park. Or maybe she has already arrived there. Or maybe something has happened to her. Or maybe... With a current of guessing that raced by like a revolving lantern, I ran toward the amusement park. What? What the hell does that mean, Harry? With it a current of guessing that raced by like a revolving lantern, I ran toward the amusement park. Okay. I feel like we should stop soon. It's been 2 hours. Oh. What? Press A for correct ending. Press B for incorrect ending. It doesn't remember if I picked up the liquid? What? What? He couldn't program the inventory switch. Okay, yeah. That's probably what happened. Oh, that's funny. Wow, that shit don't matter. Oh my god. What the hell? So wait, if I press B, is it going to like cycle into further choices where it's like, okay, did you pick up the blue potion or the purple liquid? Yeah, we're save scumming this like crazy. Let's save in every fucking slot. In case I fuck up. Okay. I got them all. Okay. Well, the red liquid is correct. So let's say we got the bad stuff. Every time I want to quit, this game says no. Yeah, you're right. I arrive at the amusement park by going through the sewers. Thank you for skipping the sewers again. Good choice. Good choice. In the amusement park, which has changed to the form of the other world, several of the attractions run constantly as if they were broken toys. I pass by the Ferris wheel and arrive at the merry-go-round. But this is the only attraction that is not running. While it is only natural for a ride to not be in operation, it seems unnatural for this merry-go-round to not be running. I walk around it. While slipping between the horses, I look for Sybil. Quite a bit of time has passed since she came here. I suppose maybe she didn't find Cheryl and headed back to that ship. But the only way to get here is through those sewers. If she had gone back, then we should have ran across each other at some point. Huh, what is this? I slowly kneel down and try touching it. The dark green liquid is still warm. Something moved through here, and if its trail is traced, it will lead back to the source of the liquid. And then, in the darkness, I see Sybil from behind. Sybil. I try calling out to her. Only the low sound of the motor of the Ferris wheel echoes from afar. She should be able to hear me. I take another look at her. Odd. I do not see the brave attitude that was present in her just before. She walks as if something has drained the life out of her, like she is wandering about for no reason. I approach her and call out to her once more. As I do this, Sybil staggers as she slowly turns and confirms my presence. And then, as if I am watching her in slow motion, she raises her right arm until it is parallel with the ground, and then a bullet fires from the handgun she is holding. Sybil, it's me! It's Harry! The bullet grazes my shoulder, and with a discordant metallic sound, it hits one of the wooden horses. She's coming toward me. Her eyes no longer appear to be human. The eerie red color of her eyes does not make it look like her life force has been drained, but instead it makes it appear as if she has been possessed by some evil being. Looking goth, girl. I was too late, I think. Her heart had been devoured by someone, not by Alessa. What is there is no longer Sybil, just an alter ego of Alessa that is using Sybil's body. I ready my handgun and fire at Sybil. I have no choice. If I do not fire, then I will be killed. If I die, then I won't be able to save Cheryl or anything. Sybil. She should be my most dependable partner. The first person I met in town, and a supporter. An irreplaceable friend that risked her life to help me in search for Cheryl. Help me search for Cheryl. And now, I'm going to kill her in the name of rescuing my daughter. However, I have no choice. I will be killed if I do nothing. I pull the trigger. Each time I hit Sybil, I feel like I'm going to pass out. And as Sybil collapses, I become aware of my error. Sybil has become just an object. I rush over to Sybil and look at her. She is on her back with her eyes wide open. I sink to the ground. Tears distort my vision. Sybil, why did this happen? At that moment, I am about to touch Sybil. Her back suddenly rises and begins squirming. A nasty liquid-like monster bursts out of Sybil's lifeless back. It crawls on the floor and begins to move at a speed not unthinkable for its shape. It's about the right speed for what it looks like. Keeping only it in my sight, I pursue it. I'm already exhausted and maybe in no condition to correctly judge things. No shit. And then, just as I predicted, she appeared. Alessa, the girl that wrapped up this town and its residents in her other world. That girl carefully formed her body from out of light and appeared right in front of me. I begin to talk to that demon. I figured you'd show. Hold it right there. I don't know who you are, what you're trying to do, and I don't care. Just one thing. Let Cheryl go. That's all I ask. Before I finish speaking, Alessa raises her right hand toward the sky. And then she brings her arm down and my entire body is blown backwards. My body tumbles across the ground like a rag. I think you mean a rag doll. For about 30 meters, and then finally comes to a rest. Damn! Such incredible power. A servant of God, a demon's power. A normal person like me has no chance against her. Power is gushing out of her body, and it emits a pale light. Ugh. Power is gushing out of her body. Ugh. I cannot even approach her. Save me, Flowers. Huh? What is this? Suddenly, a blinding light emits from my pocket. Hey, it's the little cursor that I've been clicking with the whole time. It is that four-sided object, the Flowros. Light shoots out in a straight line from each of the points of its triangles, and it eventually rises up into the air, just as I thought that great light and sound was wrapped in meant that its power was great. Just as I thought, that the great light and sound it was wrapped in meant that its power was greater than Alessa. I don't know. You got me. I don't know how to fix that. The power of the flower was condensed, became a beam of light, and pierced Alessa's body. Yep, I think picking B just acts like we didn't use any liquid at all. It's just, do you want the good end or do you want the bad end? So we're heading towards bad ends. Just as I was before, Alessa was blown backward by that power, which she could not overcome. Where's Cheryl? Give me back my daughter. I was on the verge of passing out, and I thought of Cheryl. All I can do is calmly look at the unbelievable sight before me as it unfolds before my eyes. What just happened? Is Cheryl okay? However, she does not answer me. Instead, a hoarse voice passes into my thoughts, and it is accompanied by the sound of footsteps.
Haha, pranked you, bitch. We meet at last, Alessa.
Dahlia Gillespie. Unable to move from my prone position, I thought about whose voice that was, and then using all my strength, I stand. After confirming that it was Dahlia in front of me, I spoke in a voice that was nearly a yell. Where's Cheryl? Where is she? Dahlia does not hear me yelling. She does not look back, and looks at Alessa with a creepy smile.
Alessa, this is the end of your little game.
Mama! Remember how bad her voice acting was? Like, Mama! Mother, I'm confused. Huh? Could she be...
You've been a ghastly little pest, haven't you, Alessa? I was careless, thinking you couldn't escape from our spell, but Mommy didn't know how much you've grown. That's why I couldn't catch you all by myself. But what a pity, yes? Now you're half indebted to this man for his help.
Hey, what are you talking about? Yeah, I wonder if the blue and purple liquid had different, like, routes in the Japanese version or something. Like, I'm really curious now. My voice just echoes emptily in the darkness.
Alessa, my dear little girl, there is one thing left I need you to do for me. No, get away from me. Bad girl. Everything is ready. Let's go home now,
Zoip! Wait, what about Cheryl? Just where is she? Give me back my daughter. My daughter. Cheryl.
What?
I don't even know what would be right to choose here. Well, A would be the right path. Do we just go for, like, fucked up B stuff from here on out? It's gonna be that one. Let's say we went after Sybil. Well, Lisa's gonna die. Lisa. I like that it's just the word Lisa with no punctuation. She's just out of nowhere. What happened? Where's Alessa and Dahlia?
Harry, since before, I went to check out the basement like you said.
Lisa?
I was on the verge of passing out, but now I'm slowly getting more and more wide awake.
Lisa, you went to check out the basement?
Yes, even though I was told never to go there. It was on my mind.
I swallowed hard. So, the weather, I can't think of any other subjects that you could possibly change to, but let's see what he does. I sense that Lisa seemed to be having a hard time talking about what we were discussing, so I changed the subject. So, existential terror, huh? You think you're dead? Or a dream? Or something? Do you like movies? Oh yeah, hey Lisa, I met a man called Kaufman in this hospital not long ago. He said that he was a doctor in this hospital, but do you know him? Lisa raised her head in surprise and her eyes opened wide, and then she let out a long sigh.
Yes. For a long time, I thought that there was something strange about it. Lately, especially that.
I adjusted my sitting position and looked at Lisa as though as if I could see through her. Especially?
I am working as his assistant in this hospital. As for what is in any room, I should know better than him. I must know better. But when I learned that this hospital had a basement by strange chance, he suddenly got angry. He told me to never go near there. I was scared, so I never brought that subject up again. But then he changed. It wasn't just the way he treated me, but he was also irritated with everyone else, and no one wanted to go near him. That was around last summer. I quietly listened to Lisa's story. After that, he began saying things that did not make a lot of sense. Things like, this is the end of the world, and descent, and so on. He liked that game, Descent. Stuff that sounded like weird religious terms. That all humans would disappear from the world and only he would survive. That the landscapes seen by our eyes were all false. The landscapes. He said nothing but things like that. And then he killed himself.
What? Me too, hun. Kaufman's alive, yo. I was stunned. Suicide?
Yes, he set himself on fire.
What?
The body was unidentifiable.
I pressed my hands down on my trembling legs. That's impossible. I just met Kaufman and spoke with him not that long ago. Just who was that man? Lisa looks amazed and smiles wryly while shaking her head from side to side. I took a deep breath. Kaufman was alive. Maybe he switched the bodies.
I don't know. But people have come forth to say that they have seen him recently. On top of that, they said it was inside this hospital.
I was at a loss for words. Don't tell me that even you have had contact with him. I recall my conversation with him. A dream? No, I don't think that was a dream. So he's in the basement?
I thought that as well, so I fearfully went down to the basement, but after moving just a bit forward, I turned back.
Dr. Andy Kaufman. Whoa! That's the sound of my mind blowing. Super semantic.
Just thinking about him being alive in that darkness was just too dreadful.
As Lisa said this, a tear rolled down her cheek. It was red. What the fuck? I placed my hands on Lisa's shoulders and made up my mind. Like I've told you before, I'm looking for my daughter, Cheryl. I don't know who this Kaufman guy really is, but does he know something about this change in the town? Lisa doesn't answer. Lisa, come with me to the basement. That might be where Cheryl is being held. Even if Cheryl's not there, if we find Kaufman, then we might be able to talk to him.
Lisa thought for a bit and silently nodded. Okay, let's go then.
I feel like an ending's coming up, right? Because this feels weird and off a weird path here. Using the flashlight to light our way, Lisa and I walked downstairs and headed to the storehouse in the basement. We entered the hidden room from the back of the storehouse and opened the heavy iron grate in the center. Lisa headed in first and I followed behind her.
It's cold.
Ita. Lisa mumbles to herself. It seems as if we had ended up lost in a giant refrigerator. I couldn't imagine that a person could live down here. I thought about that again. If Cheryl's being held down here, she must be freezing. My body trembled. We finally reached the end of the passage. A solid-looking metal door towers in front of us.
I've never gone any farther than this.
Lisa's voice was shaking as she spoke. Lisa and I looked at each other and lightly nodded, then I placed my hand on the handle of the door. Are you gonna see that weird flashback? See? The skin on the palm of my hand was so frozen by the cold metal that I thought that my hand would get stuck to the handle. Lisa took a step back. I looked at the door, put my weight into hands, and opened the door open with one pull. This is a mess of a sentence. I looked at the door, put my weight into hands, and opened the door open with one pull. This game is free online. Just gotta look up Silent Hill Play Novel ROM, I guess. You can find it. The door opened with a thunk. Beyond it, a passage no different than the one we had just followed extended. Let's do it all again. It is completely pitch black in there, and without my flashlight, it seems it would be utterly impossible to continue forward. I cannot understand why someone made this space so deep in the hospital basement.
Look,
Lisa said. Lisa? What's wrong?
Wait a minute, Harry. There's something drawn on the wall.
Hey. I stopped and shined the flashlight on the wall Lisa was pointing at. This is... A familiar crest was drawn there. Does this mean something? Yeah, it's a save point. Lisa, since you have not left the hospital, you wouldn't know, but this crest has been drawn all throughout this town. Have you not seen it before? Lisa looked surprised and muttered,
Nope.
That crest was also drawn on the floor. Upon closer inspection, I found that the mark had been inscribed in places all throughout this passage, the mark of Samael. I recalled that this is what Dahlia called it. And then my body trembled. Alessa. Is Alessa here? Is this area? In this area?
Huh?
For an instant, we looked at each other in the faint light that was lighting the darkness.
What did you just say?
I said, is Alessa here? Lisa's face suddenly twisted in anger.
Why do you know about her? No one should have told you.
I was thrown off balance by Lisa's sudden rage. I saw her several times before I met you. She called Dahlia Mama. Are those two mother and daughter? Lisa looked down and her shoulders shook with anger. I had no idea why. What in the world? Just what is wrong with you?
I can no longer trust anyone.
Lisa?
I only did as I was told. Like a true believer obedient to the scripture, I continued even though I lost everything.
Oh my god, she's not religious. At least I didn't think so. What are you talking about?
However, after all this, there is no such thing as God. There are only ugly humans ruled by desire.
Lisa said that and then forcefully pounded on the wall. So you know something. Won't you tell me, please, Lisa? Lisa smiles a bit, then a creepy expression appears on her face.
You too. You are the same as them, aren't you? Thinking that you know everything. Even now.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know. Sad that there's only a couple of slots. I feel like this will melt her. Well, who are they? She's gonna make her angrier. This might be right. I think this is right. Let's do the wrong one. Lisa.
I was a fool.
Lisa, what is all this about? I had an accident while I was headed to this town and I lost consciousness. When I came to, I found that at some point I had arrived at Silent Hill. However, my daughter Cheryl was gone. Why are we getting a recap of this now? I've already told you all of this. I don't know anything beyond that. Really. Before I finish talking, Lisa shakes her head back and forth.
It's fine. I was used by that man, I know that. Maybe you are in cahoots with him, or maybe you were used as well. I don't care. Now that I know, I will have my revenge. I continue to believe that she really was Alessa. I never thought that even that was a lie. Used or not, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. Ugh. And then Lisa's face twisted in amazement.
No, don't come. I only did what I was told.
Lisa's sight was fixed on someone behind me. Lisa?
Why have you come for me? Shouldn't you be going after someone else? You have no reason to have a grudge against me.
I timidly turned around, and at that moment, my flashlight went out and the area was wrapped in absolute darkness. Kya! The scream echoed off the concrete walls. There was no mistaking it. It was Lisa's. Something is here. I have not heard Lisa since she screamed, but I can hear a low howling and an unpleasant sound that sounds like something crunching on something. It is coming from somewhere very close to me. Lisa? There's no response. Every now and then, an uncomfortably warm liquid splashes on my arm. It is sticky and smells like blood, and it is extremely unpleasant. If it walks like a blood, it quacks like a blood, it smells like blood. It's a blood. I take a few steps back, and then I decide to try getting away. After a few steps, I have no idea of which way I came from. Even so, I continued to run. I tried mindlessly fiddling with the switch on my flashlight. It only makes a clicking sound, and there is no sign that it will turn on. All I can do is run blindly. Those unintelligible things that Lisa kept babbling about. Lisa's attitude suddenly changed at the moment I said Alessa's name. In cahoots? One of them? I don't understand. Is it that I too am being controlled by someone? What was it that was behind me? What was that existence that frightened Lisa so much? And where is Cheryl? I don't know anything anymore. If what Lisa said was true, then Kaufman might be somewhere down here in this basement. He's said to have killed himself. However, I just saw him in the bar, and we spoke. At the moment I found the small bottle in the gas tank of the motorcycle, he gave me a furious look and yelled at me. There is no doubt he is alive, and he must know something. An essential key regarding what is wrong with this town and Alessa's existence. Thud. I ran right into the wall in front of me and bounced off it and fell backwards. Like a dope. Ouch. I'm surprised they didn't put like, itai, onomatopoeia for ouch, parentheses. And then by chance my light begins to pour out from my flashlight. I rubbed the area around my lower back and stood up and then shined the light on the wall that was blocking my path. The mark of Samael. It was drawn very large on the door. It has the power to deny the invasion of heretics. Why do you know that? I shined the light around the area, but the circumstances are unexplainable. I was trapped inside of a cramped cube about 2 meters across. The path I ran through to get here has suddenly vanished. In order to escape, I can only open this heavy door. And then he's in the movie Cube, or Hypercube. I was no longer surprised. Or rather, my mind was paralyzed and I was no longer able to be surprised. Perhaps saying it like that is best. What should be and what should not be has become reversed. I let my body go with the flow. The fuck? Let my body go with the flow. I don't know what to choose. That's just funny. I gave up my resistance and closed my eyes, as I felt that all my actions up to this point had been controlled by someone else. I just waited for that someone to tell me what would be next. My 5 senses are sharp. A noise that I had not heard until now. Light I had not sensed until now. Something is all around me, and seems to be filling me with its incredible power. The now red light passes through my eyelids. No, it should be called a powerful, strong wave of red. It envelops me. My body temperature rises. Finally, you've been cold this whole time, Harry. I'm feeling bad. It has come. I must recognize the existence of that great power. However, it doesn't mean that I have forgotten Cheryl. It doesn't mean that I've forgotten. I feared that somewhere in my heart. With my eyes still closed, I tightly embraced the source of that faint light. While tightly holding on, my body was wrapped in flames. As the sacred flames burned my body and reached all the way to my brain, I never let go of that existence. Oh man. I don't think he was hugging Alessa. I think he just like gave up his soul to the indifference of the situation and became consumed by the forces that be.
Can't click the thing I want to click.
Well, now I'm curious what happens if I show her the diary, though. It's a long stream. Well, we can keep on streaming some other time. Because my voice is pretty dead. I think you can tell the difference in the quality of my voice right now, that I've been talking too much. Got a little bit of a sexy rasp going on here. I think like him going with the flow was just him being like, I succumb to the darkness. Oh boy. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to my little stories. Thanks for Doxus. You're too kind. I still think my Dahlia is the best impression that I've got. Oh yes, there's a Scream Team tomorrow. Scream Team stream tomorrow at twitch.tv/bobvids starting at, I believe, 8 p.m. Eastern, which I think is 9 Central. No, it's the other way around. I think it's 8 Eastern. I don't fucking know. Go to Bob's Twitter and find out, because I forget. And on the Scream Team, we wanted to play Devotion, but it's still off the Steam store because of politic problems, because of dystopia problems with China. But instead, we're going to be playing Faith, which is an awesome game. I've streamed it before, but Bob has not seen it before. 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay, thank you, Crab Meats. Yeah, Bob hasn't played it, and it's like, what? But it's good. I think he'll enjoy it. And there's also Faith too. So if we go through Faith quickly, which it is a quick game if you want it to be, if you don't want to play it like 5 times and see all the different endings and stuff, it's a quick game. And then we'll be playing the sequel. So that should be cool. I'm excited for the sequel. I haven't played it yet. And I like the first one a lot, so that should be exciting. So yeah, see you guys tomorrow on that thing. Yeah, I really hope Red Candle Games is okay. I hope they haven't, like, disappeared their family or something for putting a Winnie the Pooh joke in their game. Who knows who even did that? It could have just been some random artist and, like, nobody else noticed it or knew or something. I don't know. I hope Devotion turns out okay. I hope the devs are okay. Pray for them. But thanks for watching. See you guys tomorrow on the Scream Team. Bye, y'all.